I can't wait to share with you today's Costco haul. I have a bunch of healthy food options, some old staples that I buy every time that I go to Costco. I have some new things that I picked up for the first time and I'm gonna give a try. If you haven't been here before and don't know my love of cooking, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization, and I love all things organizing, cleaning, productivity, and motivation, but cooking and baking are another one of my passions, and shopping at places like Costco and buying some of these items makes it a heck of a lot easier for me to meal plan and make family meals at home, so I wanna share that with you and all of the different things that I bought. I'm gonna start with all of the different produce I got and we'll kind of move through this section by section. The produce is probably the largest section of things that I got. I typically go to Costco to buy a lot of our meats and seafood, which I'll share in a bit. This haul wasn't as heavy on the meat and seafood, and it was a little bit more heavy on the produce, which is really nice. I love having fresh fruits and vegetables around, and Costco is a great place to go. The first thing I started with were some Honeycrisp apples. Apples make a great snack. Jim loves having apples around. I love having apples around. Apples last quite a while, which is something I like to be conscious of when I'm shopping at Costco because we only have 2 adults in our family. We have a baby, but he's not even eating solids yet. So I don't want to buy things that go bad before we can use them. And I always shopped at Costco even when I was living alone and it was just me, and was just really conscious of expiration dates and the size and quantity of things. So these apples we will definitely go through before they go bad. I also got some green seedless grapes. Jim was excited about these and cracked into them already. So we've already snacked on a few grapes. And those, I've actually never bought grapes at Costco before, but I don't know why, because grapes are delicious. I got bananas. I just get their regular bananas. I don't get organic or anything special. I freeze bananas for smoothies. I rarely have bananas for snacks, but sometimes we'll bake with them. I just always have bananas on hand. I almost feel like I should have bought 2 packs of these. They are still pretty green, so there's a while to go. I like, if I can, to find 1 pack that's more ripe and on the yellow or even starting to brown side because they're sweeter, and I like to freeze them once they're pretty speckled. And then another set that's really green, so they last me a while. But they were all about the same color, so I only grabbed 1 pack because I didn't want them to all ripen at the exact same time. But speaking of that, I did get 2 bags of avocados. I don't even know how many avocados are in here, but I paid attention to get one that was a little bit softer and one that was extremely firm. A tip that I use with avocados is if I want them to last longer, keep them in the refrigerator, and then when I'm ready for them and I want them to ripen a little bit faster, I pull them out and stick them in the pantry. And the difference that it makes between being in the refrigerator and being in the pantry is really significant. They will stay pretty hard and stay in whatever state you put them in the refrigerator for a while, and in the pantry they just ripen, it feels like, in a day even. So 2 packs of avocados. The price at Costco is really great, so I like to stock up on them. Let's see. Oh my goodness, another really big thing. I have a bag of sweet potatoes, and I've bought a bag of regular potatoes at Costco before, and it was just too big. I had to come up with so many creative recipes to use up those potatoes that it just wasn't worth it for us. Even though potatoes do last a long time, I felt the pressure to use them up and just use a lot of potatoes, which I tried not to have too many starches in potatoes. So this sweet potato bag is actually pretty small for a Costco size, and I'm planning on making some taco stuffed sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna do like ground beef and some diced up avocados that I have, maybe some shredded cheese, a little Greek yogurt on top, cilantro, maybe black beans and corn, who knows. But I'm gonna make it like a taco style, stuffed in a sweet potato. And then another meal that I'm planning on making either like this week or next week is turkey burgers with sweet potato fries. So that should be just the right amount of sweet potatoes to make those couple of meals. I also got a pineapple. I've been craving pineapple. I think I've just been craving fruit in general, and the price was right. I saw it, and I will need to cut this up and put that in the fridge, but I'm excited to have a pineapple. I also got a bag of lemons. When I go to the regular grocery store, I buy bags of lemons pretty often. I tend to cook with a lot of lemons. A lot of recipes and marinades have lemons. They're another fruit that lasts quite a while, so I like to buy them in bulk when I can, and always have lemons in the refrigerator. If I don't use them up before they go bad or they're starting to go bad, I could always put them in my water. I could squeeze some lemon juice and freeze it for later recipes, so I don't feel bad buying these in bulk at all. I got some Brussels sprouts. This is really easy to have. I don't have any specific meal planned around Brussels sprouts, but I do like pan frying these and making them really crispy. Sometimes I'll add some, even if you have like a creamy balsamic dressing, salad dressing, and you fry them up with some olive oil and salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic powder, and then at the end pour in a little bit of that dressing, and it makes the perfect little sauce on top of your Brussels sprouts. We both love it. So I have these just for a quick, easy meal. I have salmon patties. I didn't buy them this time at Costco, but I like buying Costco's frozen salmon, and I can easily pull out a salmon patty or salmon fillet. I don't know why I said patty. Salmon fillet. Pull out a couple of them, give them a quick sprinkle with some seasoning, make the Brussels sprouts, and there is dinner. I might add some couscous or something to it, but Brussels sprouts make for the perfect side. Okay, story with the mangoes. I was just in California with my parents, and they bought some mangoes at their Costco. They looked very different from these mangoes. They were much smaller, and they were in a plastic pack. There were still 6 of them, but I saw these mangoes, and after being with my parents and eating their mangoes, I knew I was still wanting mangoes when I got home. So I foolishly grabbed one mango, stuck it in my cart, and went to check out. And the guy at the cash register said, "You do know these come in a pack of 6, right?" I was like, oh gosh, no, I did not know that. And this has happened to me before with bagels. I bought one, or tried to buy 1 pack of bagels, but apparently it was supposed to be a 2-pack, and they aren't connected, so I didn't know that it was get 2 sets of bagels. So I had my 1 mango, and he offered kindly to go back and grab me a crate of mangoes. So you'll see there are 6 of them in here, and that was really nice of him, so I didn't have to run back there. But there's maybe only 1 mango that I would have picked out myself. The rest of them are so overripe. I don't know if you can see, it's like bruised and dented in. So I'm probably gonna have to cut around these, eat them quickly, maybe freeze some and use them for smoothies. It's okay, it wasn't that expensive to get 6 mangoes. So I'm sure I'll still be able to utilize a lot of it and just cut off those few bruised and dented parts and freeze anything that I can't use. But that was a fun experience. So that is pretty much all that I have for produce. I'm gonna clear this off the countertop, and then we will move on to the next category. The next category I wanna share with you is all of the meat that I bought. And so I did say at the beginning that I typically buy a lot of meat every single time I go to Costco, a lot of meat and seafood. This time I didn't buy as much because we still do have a fair amount from our last Costco haul. The last time I went to Costco was exclusively meat and seafood. I really didn't buy much of anything else. So this time I didn't need as much, but we do blow through chicken very quickly. So I got 2 of these large packs of chicken. Let's see, there are 6 individual packs. So I will cut these apart and stick them in the freezer. And within each pack here, there are 2 chicken breasts. So that's 12 chicken breasts. I got a second one. I probably should have gotten a third, to be honest, because a lot of our meals, or most of them, I feel like are chicken based. I try and mix it up with ground beef, ground turkey. Sometimes I'll do ground chicken. I like shrimp. We do salmon a lot. Not a ton of other types of fish. And then some that are vegetarian based, and then a couple other ones like I'll share, actually I'll pull this out right now. I got some apple and Gouda chicken sausage. I am going to make pizza, and we like using these for pizzas and sticking them on top. They last quite a while. These don't expire for another few months, and you can even freeze them. So that's a good thing to pay attention to, because there are 18 links, and that's way too many for one pizza meal. So I can cut them apart. It looks like there's about 3 separate packs that you can use at a time. And so even if I just use like 1 pack for one meal, I can save the other 2 for later. Maybe even use them up before I have to freeze them, but I have the option to freeze them. Back to chicken. I did get one other big bag of chicken here, and these are chicken thighs. I don't know if there's a specific number of chicken thighs within each little pouch here, but same thing. There are 6 pouches, and I will cut them up and stick them into the freezer. Let's see what else I got. Okay, this is a new one. I've never tried this before, but it looked really good. They are shawarma, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Jim and I both love chicken shawarma. We like chicken breasts more than chicken thighs, but we'll still eat chicken thighs. And this actually looks pretty healthy. It says that it is shawarma spice, some oil, lemon juice, vinegar powder, and rosemary extract. It says no antibiotics, no hormones, all of that stuff. It seems like a really easy meal. I'm trying to be more realistic with myself and give myself some easy outs and still have home cooked meals, but make them a little bit simpler. So having this meat that's already marinated, yes, it's more expensive, I'm sure, than just buying the chicken thighs, but sometimes it's worth paying that little bit extra for the ease and convenience of something. So I will have to update you guys with whether I like this or not, but I'm excited to try it. I might make some homemade naan on top, which would negate the buying of something that's pre-marinated and having an easy meal. Or maybe I'll skip that and just do some rice. I could use the Brussels sprouts that I got or get another veggie, but this lasts a while as well, and I can also freeze it if we don't get to it. Then I bought some grilled chicken strips, another thing that lasts in the refrigerator for quite a while. Geez, this is like 3 months out that it lasts, and I thought this would make for an easy salad. We like having protein or meat in our salads, and this makes it a lot easier that I can cut up all the fresh veggies and stuff like that and have these chicken strips and just dump it in the salad. Because a salad is an easy meal, and then when it comes to making chicken to add to the salad, then it suddenly seems less easy and a lot more complicated. That will simplify it. I had to get a famous Costco rotisserie chicken. These I will cut up and put in salads as well. I will just cut it up and snack on it. I could have it for lunch itself with maybe like veggies and hummus or something and make a little snack plate, but these are a great deal, and they are so incredibly delicious. So if you've never tried a Costco rotisserie chicken, do yourself a favor, grab one and give it a try. Something I haven't gotten in a while is this honey smoked fish company. This is honey smoked salmon. Again, lasts a long time in the refrigerator. And it is something that I used to get in college, I think, and for sure in law school, but I think also in college. And I would just put some of this with a little bit of quinoa. I would put lemon juice in the quinoa with some Parmesan cheese maybe, and some cut up avocado, and that would be lunch. It's really easy. Quinoa is super simple to make, and you can make it in advance and just have some in your fridge and meal prep that way. And then putting it together with some diced avocado and just breaking this apart, it's like a no-brainer and super, super healthy, really filling and delicious. So that's all I have for meat. Again, usually it's a whole lot more, but let's move on to the next category. Next up, I wanted to share all of the pantry items. A lot of these are things that I've bought before. I think actually all of these are things that I've bought before and like to have stocked in the pantry. Number one, which Jim and I couldn't find when we first moved to Omaha. We could not find it in the Omaha Costco. We drove to Lincoln, where his parents are from, and actually found it there. But the Rouse marinara sauce. We love Rouse marinara sauce. Easy dinner to make, like pasta and red sauce, or to make lasagna. I will even, when I do homemade pizzas, use Rouse marinara sauce on the pizzas. So I got not just 2, but 4. We had none, and that's always something I like to have in the pantry. Another thing that I got multiple of the Mateo's salsa. It says that this is medium spice. And salsa is another thing we always like to have. We have salsa on eggs. I make a lot of like Mexican style meals that we like to have salsa on. So I got 2 of these. We're completely out of salsa. We aren't quite completely out of peanut butter, but we're running low. So I got 2 more of these organic creamy peanut butters. And what I look for when I get peanut butter is that the only ingredient is peanuts. And I'm okay if there's sometimes salt. This one actually does have a little bit of salt in it, but the ingredients are dry roasted organic peanuts and salt. I don't like anything with extra added oils or any of that stuff in it. I just like the pure, natural, ground up peanuts. So these we will use for baking. I like to bake a lot of things that have peanut butter in it for little treats for us. Sometimes I'll put a scoop in my smoothies. Let's see what else. Sometimes I will just take a spoon and have a spoonful of peanut butter for a little boost of energy or a snack / treat. Another thing, a good deal, is their maple syrup. I also bake with this. I make overnight oats that are sometimes sweetened with maple syrup. Sometimes we'll also make pancakes or waffles, and having this is really handy. I also buy honey from Costco, but we have plenty of honey, so I don't need any more. Quinoa, I talked about quinoa earlier. Great side dish. Sometimes I will incorporate quinoa in the main part of a meal, but it's an easy side dish. Again, a good thing to meal prep. And then even easier, let's make it as simple on ourselves as possible, is this quinoa and brown rice. This is, I think it's 90-second. Yeah, 90-second microwavable brown rice and quinoa blend. So I will say, I don't love the flavor of this stuff alone, but I did share a video where I made a taco salad with this rice in the taco salad. And in the taco salad, it's excellent. It tastes super, super good. I just don't like it alone. So if you maybe have like a saucy chicken dish or shrimp dish or something and put it on top of this rice and the sauce was on the rice, it would probably be a really good choice. But as a standalone item, I don't love it, which is weird that I repurchased it, but in that salad it's really good, and with the sauce on top, I still think it's pretty good. So I got that, and then, oh my goodness. Okay, I got a bunch of cans of black beans, again with Mexican dishes. You know canned goods last forever, so it makes sense to buy these at Costco. They're just a little bit cheaper. And I also, another canned good item, chicken stock. If you cook at home a lot, you'll always have recipes that have chicken stock. These small cans were actually cheaper than the boxes of chicken stock that they had. And I figured that so often I open a box and just need like a cup of chicken stock and then the box goes bad, that these cans actually make more sense, and the price per ounce, or however they priced it out, was cheaper that way. So that's what I ended up doing. One more category and then we are done. Last category of stuff here, I have my dairy and miscellaneous refrigerated items. I don't know. It's basically everything I have left that I haven't shared so far. I grabbed Greek yogurt. I did debate grabbing 2 of these because Greek yogurt does last a while. I will use these for cooking a lot. Sometimes in marinades, a lot of sauces. I like to replace Greek yogurt when I can. Anywhere in a recipe really that has sour cream, it makes a really good replacement. And it's just kind of a healthier option. Rarely do I eat Greek yogurt on its own. Sometimes I'll put it in smoothies or something like that. Sometimes I'll make yogurt, frozen yogurt bark, and lay it out thin and put some like berries on top and freeze it for an evening treat that's healthier. But I blow through plain non-fat Greek yogurt pretty quickly without actually eating it, which is surprising, but that is that. I also got some fresh mozzarella. It's pre-sliced, which I really, really like. And this I will use for that pizza that I was talking about and stick that on top. It's nice to have fresh mozzarella for that. Speaking of that pizza, I got basil pesto. This basil pesto, it's the best pesto I have tried. Pesto can be really expensive too, so this is actually a pretty good deal. It's refrigerated, so it does have an expiration date, but you can stick this in the freezer as well, and the expiration date is still, let's see, at least a month and a half out, so that's pretty nice. And every single time I make pizza, mostly every single time, I like to make one with red sauce and one with pesto, so I'll use that Rouse for the red sauce and this pesto for the pesto pizza, and then I kind of mix up the toppings. And let's see, feta. I also really like to cook a lot of Greek dishes or Greek inspired dishes, a lot of things with like tahinis and hummus and oregano, all that stuff. So feta comes in handy. I cook with it a lot or toss it in salads. Getting a big container makes sense. And let's see, feta also, oh my gosh, yeah, that's like months and months out that lasts. I got some Perfect bars. These are delicious. I will sometimes have them for a breakfast, sometimes after working out. The ingredients are pretty good here. They're mostly peanut butter based, so that's the first ingredient. Both of them are peanut butter, then honey, non-fat dry milk, like egg powders, things like that. But the two flavors that are in here are dark chocolate chip peanut butter and peanut butter. They used to sell this pack at Costco, also with one that was almond butter based, and I hated it. So I told myself I wasn't gonna buy the pack of this anymore because I didn't like the almond butter ones, and I was either forcing myself to eat them, or I don't think I ever let them go bad. I was probably just forcing myself to eat them even though I didn't really like them and was just lusting over these two flavors. But I guess they updated it. It says new fan favorite flavors pack and got rid of the almond butter. So people must have agreed with me that the almond butter was not as good as the chocolate chip and the peanut butter one. So saw this, grabbed it. It does say it is a pack of 12, but for some reason there are only 10 in here because I think I have a husband that may have already gone in here and grabbed 2 of them. So I think I'm down to 10 of them, but that's okay. They're getting used. They're meant to be eaten. The last and final thing I have, big pack of eggs. For some reason, the regular eggs they have at Costco were like completely sold out except for maybe like 6 containers at the bottom of the pallet there. Every single one had broken eggs. So I did get organic eggs. I don't usually get organic eggs. I don't typically care. We actually have a person not far from us that sells their eggs. They have chickens. So that's something that I may start doing more in the future. But for now, eggs last a while. I got a lot of eggs, and we can stick things in our downstairs refrigerator. I shared organizing that a little while back. If you wanna check that video out or check out my fridge and freezer organization, you'll see how a lot of the Costco foods play into that, especially the frozen meats. So I will make sure to link those in the description box below. But I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration for shopping for a smaller family, especially at Costco, and getting some healthy options. There are so many things that I want to grab at Costco, but if you really just try and stick to the fresh foods and produce and all of the kind of outer corners, I don't know if you've heard that at a grocery store, if you stick to the perimeter and go less into the aisles and get all of the refined foods and snack foods and stuff, if you stick to the perimeter, you're ending up with a lot more healthy options. So same typically holds true for Costco, but I tried to avoid all of the unhealthy things and get a really healthy haul, and I think I did that. This stuff is gonna last a while, and if you liked today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'm sure I will be filming, cooking a lot of this, baking different things with some of these items. So if you want to see that, you're gonna want to be subscribed. Hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I post that video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.